Is the iPhone 6 Plus still worth buying here in 2025? Well, the iPhone 6 Plus has been out for nearly 11 years. It came out back in 2014. And in this video, I'll be explaining to you whether or not it's still worth buying here almost a decade later. So first off, I'm going to talk about the design, then I'll talk about the specs and whether or not this device is still worth buying. So starting off with the specs, the iPhone 6 Plus is about the same size as most modern smartphones, and the screen size is about 5.5 inches diagonally. And at the bottom, we do still have the headphone jack. This is one of my favorite features on the iPhone 6 Plus. And of course, we have the Lightning connector, not the USB-C that we have on modern iPhones. And the back is made completely out of aluminum. Now, moving on to the specs, let's start with the speeds. So the iPhone 6 Plus has the Apple A8 chip, and for comparison, the latest iPhone 16 Pro has the Apple A18 Pro chip. So the iPhone 6 Plus is lagging really far behind on the speeds. And as for the RAM, the iPhone 6 Plus has 1GB of RAM, and for comparison, the latest iPhone right now has 8GB, and many other Android phones I've seen had about 12, maybe up to 16. And also, the iPhone 6 Plus comes with 3 different storage models. The one I have right now has just 16GB of storage, but it also goes up to 32 and 64GB. Now let's move on to the battery life of this device. So the iPhone 6 Plus has 2900 mAh of battery, and for comparison, the latest iPhone has 3600. So the iPhone 6 Plus is doing really good here. From my own personal experience, it's lasted me the whole day. And because you're getting this device used, the battery life is likely to be a bit shorter. You could check the total battery life by going into settings. Then just go into the battery section. And once you're here, press on battery health, and then you'll see the maximum capacity. And if the battery life does become a serious issue, you could also get a separate battery case, but let's now move on to the display. So like I mentioned earlier, this device does have a 5.5-inch display if we measure it diagonally. And as for the display resolution, it is 1920 by 1080. So this means that you could watch videos at full HD, and the pixels per inch are 401. So overall, the screen on the iPhone 6 Plus is great. Let's now talk about the camera. So the camera quality on the iPhone 6 Plus is not good at all. So the rear camera has a 1080p at 60 frames per second video, and the camera quality is 8 megapixels. And as for the front, it has a 1.2 megapixel camera, and it can record videos at HD at 30 frames per second. So overall, it is good enough for if you want to just send videos to your friends, or if you want to do FaceTime. But the video is nothing that you'd want to use online for social media, so that's just one big downside of the iPhone 6 Plus. So let's now talk about whether or not it's still worth buying. So is it worth buying? Well, my recommendation is that you don't get it, because there are better iPhone deals out there. For example, there's the iPhone SE 2, which you could get for just about 80 bucks, and it does do pretty good on the camera and the speeds, and the battery life should last long enough on here. So if you're willing to spend that much on an iPhone, then go for it. And if you care about the battery life a lot, you could also consider the iPhone 7 Plus, which you could get for about 100 bucks. And compared to the iPhone 6 Plus, it does have a much better camera, it's also a lot faster, and it has a bit more storage. And if you're looking to spend more money on an iPhone, then you could also consider the iPhone SE 2, which has a bit better camera, and the speeds are a lot faster than the iPhone 6 Plus. From my own personal experience, you could actually use online apps and run social media on the iPhone SE, unlike with the iPhone 6, but the downside to this is that it has a much worse battery life. Now, it does only cost you about 25 to 30 bucks to get this device, so if your budget is really low, then go for this. And I will have iPhone reviews for all of these devices down in the description, so if you want to check them out, be sure to check them out if you're interested. And that's basically all there is for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my channel to see more videos like this in the future. And if you have any video suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comments below.